Creativity changes the everyday. Creativity is beautiful. Creativity is active. Creativity is freedom. Alpha NEX5 debut.
Sony.
Well, Corinne Thomas, good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Now, I heard this rumour that you just flew in from New Zealand this morning, and for somebody that's just arrived, you're looking very fresh and bright and cheerful. Is that right?
You're a good liar.
Tell me now, you're the Managing Director of Navigate Oceania, correct?
Yes, correct.
Now, what does Navigate Oceania do?
We're a marketing company for New Zealand and South Pacific luxury product, and we primarily market into the Northern Hemisphere.
Okay, cool. So what sort of luxury product? I mean, you're talking about serious luxury here.
We are. We start at very much the upper end. We have some luxury villas that sell for around the $10,000 New Zealand dollars per night.
Yep.
A private island in New Zealand that sells for around that price.
Nice.
Most of our properties are around the $2,000 to $2,500 a night, which are probably names like Treetops Lodge and Frokoho that you'd be familiar with.
Yep.
Then we have what I would call probably a second tier of luxury lodges and boutique hotels, which are around the sort of $800 to $1,600 a night.
But still, I mean, even at that level, they're not for everybody. I mean, Mr. Average in the street isn't going to pay that sort of level. So your market is fairly small, and therefore your approach, I suppose, to that market has to be very specialised, doesn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, we very much work in the luxury supply chain as far as travel is concerned in the world. So we know who the suppliers of all the buyers of luxury travel are, or certainly the travel agents who have the clients that are buying luxury travel.
Okay.
We currently run about 42,000 on our databases, and of that probably only 9,000 are regular bookers of accommodation sort of at that $2,000 a night plus mark.
Okay. So I think you mentioned before to me you've got 32 properties. Tell me about the range of those. We'll talk a little bit about the ones exhibiting at Luxperience shortly, but tell me about the range of those.
I think that probably the best way to explain that is the type of experiences they offer. We have products that own their own golf courses, so they become golfing specialist lodges. We have lodges that are on very large sheep stations, and they are the ultimate New Zealand sheep station experience. Then we have properties, for instance, in Fiji that run amazing turtle awareness programs for turtles that are nearly in extinction. So all of them have got a story to tell. They've all got a specific market, and it's not about selling the property, it's about
or the room or whatever. No,
it's about selling the experience of that.
But isn't that
property.
refreshing coming from a sort of an ex-hotelier who's really sort of gone into marketing, that you're saying it's about the experience?
It is.
Because most hoteliers get blinded by the hotel and they forget about the experience.
Yeah, but we're selling into a different market than what your average hotel is selling into. I mean, we're selling to people who luxury linen, sheep counts, and the type of food that's just that they know they're going to get the best. That's just taken for granted. They're going to get the best. They're coming to our part of the world for a different experience to what they've maybe had when they've holidayed in the Mediterranean or the Caribbean, or they've hiked in the US. They're looking for something different. They're looking for a learning experience in many cases as well.
Now, many of the hotels that you represent, or the properties I should say you represent, are members of marketing groups like Small Luxury Hotels or whatever. So how do you work with those to sort of increase their business?
Really well. It's like everything nowadays. You've got to absolutely optimise any marketing channels you're paying to belong to. And I find that in the last maybe five or so years, these particular marketing consortiums have become quite savvy in their alignment to other luxury brands. So it's a little bit like be in to win with them, because the more you're involved with the small luxury hotels, the Relais and Chateaus, the healing hotels of the world, which is a new membership for wellness spa-based product.
Know it well.
The more you work with them and the better you get on with them, the more you provide to them, the more you're going to get out of your investment in belonging to those groups.
Brilliant. Well, now let's talk about Luxperience a little bit. Now, Luxperience is all about showcasing the very best of high-end experiential product, with luxury being part of the experience, so it's right in your space. And I think you have confirmation of about 7 exciting properties attending Luxperience. Tell me a bit about those, and what do you expect to get out of Luxperience?
Okay, Luxperience is attracting buyers from all over the world, and very much attracting buyers from our core market, the Northern Hemisphere. However, we see Australia, Australian luxury buyers, as a bit of an untapped market. It makes a very small part of our business currently. However, we look at Luxperience as a really cost-effective way to get to those luxury travel bookers, or the luxury travel agents in Australia. Luxperience is bringing them all into one show for 3 days. We get to have 40 to 45 excellent one-on-one appointments, and my group will be specifically targeting the Australian luxury buyer.
Fantastic. But there will be some that you know from the Northern Hemisphere there, so you'll be renewing the relationships and so on?
Absolutely. We currently attend 8 international Northern Hemisphere travel shows. So we're really well known within that sort of trade cycle, or that show cycle. We're looking at Luxperience to maybe introduce clients to some new buyers. Yeah,
it's amazing. Just in terms of the properties, though, which properties will you have at Luxperience?
Jeepers, now you're going to test me.
Well, let me tell you, I think it's
you have a list in front of you.
Treetops Lodge and Estate. Tell me a little bit about that very quickly, just a pen picture.
Certainly. Treetops Lodge and Estate is one of what we call the super lodges in New Zealand. What I love about Treetops, or what's unique about Treetops Lodge, is it's actually situated. The property runs over 7 mountains in the middle of the thermal region.
7 mountains?
7 mountains. They own 7 mountains. They've got six streams running through the property and 5 waterfalls. They've got nearly 70 kilometres of hiking trails. Wow. So this is a wilderness experience. This is for people who love the outdoors. They've just joined Healing Hotels of the World, because they've just built a new spa and wellness centre, specialising in indigenous spa therapy.
Okay.
So
let's move on to the second one. Warakanu?
I think you mean Wharekauhou.
There you go, Wharekauhou. Thank you for telling me that. Yes, okay. I had difficulty last time was when I was in New Zealand with a place name. I can't remember what it was now, but the way I said it was very embarrassing, and it sounded like swearing. So tell me very briefly about...
There's nothing embarrassing about the way you pronounce Wharekauhou. Wharekauhou is in the Martinborough wine region, which is famous for its Pinot Noirs. It's about an hour's drive north of Wellington, which is the capital city of New Zealand, at the lower North Island. It's the it's the oldest sheep station in New Zealand.
Wow.
It is a huge sheep station. I know you're going to ask me how many sheep they have. Off the top of my head, I can't remember.
And they're all good looking, so that's good.
Exactly. But they produce a very high quality lamb, which they market and sell into very high-end restaurants through New Zealand. Okay. So package the food side of Wharekauhou
and the experience,
and then the wine side. The owner of Wharekauhou, he currently has 22 vineyards in his portfolio of vineyards that he owns in New Zealand. So coming to Wharekauhou is very much a food and wine.
Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, very much a food and wine.
Okay, Bolton Hotel?
Now, Bolton Hotel is a little bit different. It's located right in the centre of Wellington. It is an independently owned boutique hotel of around 110 rooms.
Okay.
So it's one of those small privately owned.
It fits in the portfolio well, because you need city centre hotels as well. So
it does, because our National Museum is in Wellington, and 90% of our business comes from the Northern Hemisphere, and they're going to want to visit our National Museum in Wellington.
Now, Huntley Lodge, tell me about Huntley Lodge.
Huntley Lodge is one of the success stories coming under the very sad Christchurch earthquake.
Oh, right.
It is located just on the edge of the city centre. No damage. That's not true. Very little damage. Minimal. I think they lost a couple of chimneys. However, since the earthquake, it's just been obviously the demand for accommodation. And Huntley Lodge is an 18-room historic home, or historic homestead, and again providing that small independently owned hotel in a city centre.
Okay. And then we go across to Fiji, to Vomo, which I know. So tell me a little bit about Vomo.
Okay, Vomo. Well, Vomo is quite exciting because they are a luxury resort, but they absolutely welcome children all through the year.
Yeah, they do.
There's only 2 luxury resorts in Fiji that welcome children all through the year. And they've just launched their new kids village, which is $1 million build. It's a purpose-built children's village. It's even got a floating bridge that you walk across to get into the village. So it's quite exciting. They also run their own turtle awareness program too. They've got the Hawksbill turtle, which is native to Vomo Island, and it just about reached the extinction stage.
Yeah, that's right.
But they've managed to be able to bring that back.
Brilliant.
And they teach the children all about how to care for the environment and care for these turtles that are unique to the site.
I'm probably going to mispronounce this one. So Te Wakaroa?
Te Wakaroa.
Te Wakaroa,
Cook
okay.
Islands.
Cook Islands,
Yeah,
okay,
Cook
cool.
Islands, they're in Rarotonga. They're on Muri Beach. 6 extremely well-appointed 1- and 2-bedroom villas right on the
So
beach.
very small, it's cosy, yeah.
It is. Look, I mean, I know I'm biased, but it would be the best accommodation on the island of Rarotonga.
And Cook Islands is very much still an undiscovered sort of paradise, isn't it? It's just an amazing place.
It's undiscovered for Australians.
For Australians, but not for Kiwis.
No, it's certainly very well discovered for New Zealanders. And certainly the Americans are finding, definitely have found the Cook Islands.
Okay, cool.
And the European business is very strong too to the Cook Islands.
And then finally, Eden House.
Eden House. Lovely property, voted in Tatler's top 100 hotels last year, Tatler magazine. Run by lovely couple, Peter and Bobby. It is a 5-guest room boutique hotel. It's located just on the edge of the Abel Tasman National Park at the top of the North Island. So it is a nature lover's haven.
Absolutely.
Hiking, kayaking, fishing. It's a beautiful, spectacular part of New Zealand.
So therefore all these properties, and I think you've got one to announce as yet, but we'll keep that one on the back burner. So all these properties will be exhibiting at Luxperience under your banner of Navigate Oceania. Where can people find information about these properties and about what you do?
Okay, if you would like to visit our website, navigateoceania.com, you'll find that it's a very interactive site. It's got great information on the properties we represent. Some great ideas for suggested itineraries based on themes, whether you're travelling as a couple, a honeymoon, you're travelling with family, you're looking for a golfing holiday, or
whatever.
Many ideas. But we are a marketing and PR company. We don't take reservations. But certainly there are link-throughs on that site to some preferred suppliers that we work with in New Zealand and the Pacific, and also you can book direct with the properties.
Brilliant. Well, Corinne, look, thank you very much indeed for coming along today to meet with me. I really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you at Luxperience, and I look forward to seeing these properties as well, discovering more about them and the sort of luxury and experiential side of Navigate Oceania. So thank you.
Thank you.